I don't like, I hate this shirt. I hate it. Makes me look weird. Um, okay, so it's gonna be weird because, yeah. Last night I had a weird dream. It was, my grandmother that died was in a dream. She was alive. And she ended up, I don't know where we were, in the kitchen, something like that. She was standing up, and all of a sudden, she falls to the ground and dies. Clearly, there's no questioning it. She was there, standing up. It wasn't that long. I don't know how long the dream went on with her in it. The part that I remember is her standing next to me. I can't sit over here now. Her standing next to me and then dropping to the ground and not passing out. I knew she was dead, and I had, look at him. I was pretty distraught in the dream and affected by it. Go ahead and run to the spot. You freaking can't stand people these days. I can't. I'm having a low tolerance. I'm frustrated with everybody. But sorry, excuse me. Hold on. Let me see. This shit is recording. Gotta make sure. Yeah, I never seen this many people before this coronavirus thing. I'm really pissed off because I don't want to stand near nobody. And there's extra amount of people now. I think they come from other areas. I'm pretty sure they are. Anyway, fuck that. So, about the dream, right? So she falls to the ground, and I'm distraught, and I don't know. I could feel everything, right? And then I wake up. And it was, it's affecting me the whole day today now again with these nightmares. And I don't know what to say other than I feel like what it's telling me is that I have not resolved the grief from the death. And this was years ago. This was like, I don't know how old I was. I was young, so I didn't grieve the proper way. What did I do when I ended up finding out she died? I was living in Florida, and she died in New Jersey, so I had to go from Florida all the way up here, and I didn't drive, but my ex drove the whole way. He just loves long trips, because that's what he does for a living anyway, so once you're stuck doing something, you always do it. So he's constantly driving. It's so weird, like compulsively he'll just drive for miles and not even have a destination. But that's another story, right? Never mind him. He made me feel like shit that whole time my grandmother died. He didn't comfort me. He didn't, like all these things are red flags and I still stayed with him, stupid. Said something like, "Oh, it's not my fault your stupid grandmother died. We have to go to your stupid grandmother's funeral," or something like that, because he had to miss work. Yep, real great. And I ended up going to the funeral, and I was like shocked, and I couldn't really access my emotions, I guess. I wasn't like crying or hysterical at all. And that's weird. Because my grandmother is very close. I was very close to my grandmother, right? She was more like my mom. And it's not like, your grandmother dies, she's old. She wasn't old. I was in my teen years when she died. She had quite a bit of life left to live. She should still be alive today. And people like that, they die early. and it's just not right. It's not right. It's not fair. She died in a nursing home by herself. The last time I saw her was I brought my daughter when she was a baby, and just talking about it is very hard for me, because I lost like the only person with empathy in my family that cared about anybody, and so my mother put her through hell, and abused her terribly when she was alive. And she didn't deserve that, because she had a mental illness, a very seriously bad one, that it wasn't her fault. She was like a little child, maybe that she had a low IQ. I don't know, but it was very childlike. And I had to watch my evil, disgusting mother abuse her, and I hate her because of what she did to her. And people like that, they live on until their old age, till they're old, and it's just not right, because they suck all the energy out of the person that ends up dying young. And I've had enough of this, because she's trying to do the same thing to me, because she knows that ever since I was little, ever since I could remember, I've always been very sensitive, and so I don't know where the disorder came from, but I developed my own personality disorder, and it was encouraged, I guess, along, because it was nurtured. Instead of nurturing me to be a healthy woman one day, she was nurturing my disorder so it can get worse and worse, and supply her with fuel or whatever that they run on, other people's emotions. So that's nice. I find this out now in my age, and I didn't know that when I was growing up. And the kind of hell that she put me through, and allowed other people to put me through, is I don't know how I'm alive today. I really am very strong, but I am weak now. I can't take really nothing no more. Like, I can't stand any more abuse towards me, and I feel like I'm a crack. So anyway, no, I gotta keep myself composed, and I have to keep myself together, because that's what they want to see happen to me or her. Anyway, so she treated her so bad, and I was relieved when she was put in the nursing home, because my mother would stop abusing her. Nice. So that's how I had to feel about it. And I was young, so I didn't realize that she was alone. So I don't want to talk about this. I guess that's the reason why I have I had that nightmare, because it's unresolved. It's unresolved grief, and there's so many bad things that has happened to me by people that I don't get to discuss her much. I haven't discussed her that much in therapy, but I think that's the worst thing that happened to me, to lose her, because I feel badly about her being in the nursing home. But when my mother was talking about putting my grandmother in the nursing home, I encouraged it, because at the time she was abusing her too much. Things were not going right, because she was with her, with my stepfather, and he was abusive, and he would attack her about things, and I had enough of seeing that, and I was like, okay, do that, And they did, and I feel a lot of guilt about it, even though I know she was gonna do it anyway. You know, I feel like it's my fault she was put there in that position, away from her family. So, and I was in Florida with my husband when she died, and I had my own daughter. You know, I have my own family, whatever, but she was left there to nobody went visit her. Only maybe once the whole couple years she was there, and um so having that dream brought all that again back to the surface of things I gotta process or whatever, you know, because I that's one of those things that is just I put in the back of my mind because of all the other horrible things I've been experiencing along the way, that I forgot about that being very important to me. Um, Probably the only reason why I'm able to be a kind person and loving towards other people, because I seen that in her, but I didn't see that in anyone else in my family. All of them were evil people and just like loud and obnoxious and painful, evil people. I'm not exaggerating, believe me, I'm not. Um, so I have a lot of guilt. I feel so bad, and she was so far away from me when that happened. I never got any help for it, and man, there's too many people. I don't know. I can't relate to these people at all. I cannot, and I will not. Anyway, so yeah, it's my fault. I know I was too young to really function. I'm not function to process all of that at the time. Like I forgive myself for that, but now as an adult, I realize I could have done something maybe to help her. Maybe she could have stayed with me, or even though it's hard to take care of someone like that, but I mean, I was just too young at the time to take on such a responsibility. Plus, I had my own daughter, baby at the time. No excuse. No excuse for that, right? And then when she died, she just kept, you know, it was easier to attack me and everyone else too, because she lost someone that she was used to attacking on a daily basis. There's no justice, there's no nothing. It doesn't work like that. It's not gonna happen. Like, if you don't make it happen, it won't happen. I don't feel like there's some hidden karma. I believe in karma, but not in the way that people believe in it, you know. But um, I don't know. I want justice for the way that she was treated, and the people that are getting away with taking no accountability, no responsibility. It's not just Black Lives Matter movement. It's so widespread that this has become an epidemic of people that just are self-directed and greedy, and they just do anything to get to the top, and that's that. And another thing, stop having kids, please, please. We are too dysfunctional as a species to keep on and continuing to make more children. I'm sorry. Just let it die. Honestly, just let the damn thing die out. The species eventually. Stop having kids. You're bringing them into this hellhole. I know somebody who just had a kid during the coronavirus thing. Like, really? Really? And she's proud about it. She didn't make more income. She just wanted a little play toy so she can post on Instagram with all her filters on her face, with the little puppy dog on her ears, on a newborn baby. Come on, you're not cute. That's not cute. And we don't need to have kids anymore. We used to, different people. Well, back in the day, they needed children to, because the survival rate was low, and also you needed extra hands to farm and all these things. We don't need that anymore. So stop procreating. What are my views on things? Since we used to have this taboo not to speak about religion and politics, well, that doesn't exist now, right? Wow, and this is the reason why they didn't want us to talk about that. It's very controversial and divides people. That's correct, but I do have my own personal views. I guess you could say agnostic, atheist, something like that. Agnostic, atheist. I used to be Catholic. Well, I was raised that way. I believe in pro-choice. Because if you know the science behind development of a baby and a fetus and all that, you'll understand that a aborted fetus is not yet a human, and all this. It's kind of complicated, but you gotta really care about the issue enough to research it on your own. And it depends on the trimester that you get an abortion also. I don't believe 8 months pregnant is really a good idea to be having an abortion. That's kind of messed up. So, I am anti-gun. Like, I believe in there should be stricter restrictions to prevent the wrong people. To prevent guns in the wrong hands. I believe in that. One of the other issues that everyone's so concerned with. The Constitution needs to be updated and revised. So no, I don't think you have to follow that. Am I for capitalism or socialism? I'm for neither. I'm for the middle ground. I'm for creating a new system, and everything has to be balanced. I don't believe that religion should be in the school system. I don't think that prayer should be in the school system. None of that. It's all outdated nonsense, and I don't believe in it. Again, like I said, I used to be Catholic, and I was interested in knowing the truth about things, so that's why that's why I'm agnostic. Okay, so judge me if you want. I don't really care. I am definitely pro-education. That's for sure. Because ignorance kills, guys. Look what we're doing with now. On both sides, ignorance kills. You have a choice not to be ignorant, you know. You could work on yourself and higher your IQ and knowledge about different subjects and things that are important to not just you, to everybody else, society at large, please. Or we're gonna go extinct, like we're seeing now. We probably are. Don't have any more kids. No, I'm anti having kids. That's very selfish in my opinion. Unless you're one of these rich people that wants to transfer off wealth to somebody, maybe that's okay, I guess. But yeah, and don't have kids in poverty. That's a hell no, definitely not. Don't be doing that, okay? You're setting them up to fail. Don't do that. I don't believe that the welfare system we have right now is right. I think it's oppressive and it keeps people down. And there's generations of people caught in the cycle of poverty because of the welfare system, and that is a hell no. And that's an extreme view on the left, and I don't believe in that. Because I've seen it for myself. I've been around. I always listen. I have very good hearing and listening skills. I just want to lay down here in the sun. Get a small blanket, get a pillow, and sleep out here. That'd be nice. If that was legal, right? So those are my views. The gay rights, well, marriage, yes, I approve of that. Because what's it your business if they're gonna get married or not? Wow. Just wow. The transsexual kind of thing, I don't know about that. I think that you should be at least 25, 26 years old to decide if you want to get a life-changing transformation operation, because your mind is matured at its peak at those ages, and you might change your mind if you're 18 years old. It's not a good idea. So that's what I think about that. So that's that for that rant video that will be controversial and piss people off. Alright, good. I don't really care because I'm pissed off every day I gotta watch the news or the media or any of the YouTubers. So thank you for listening. If you support me, that's great. Thank you very much. Give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe to me, and ring the bell. And make sure you're safe out there. Take care. Bye.